What's up, 616? Husk, how are we? Zachary? Shenanigans. Very true. You know, I had to. Facts, 616. Yeah. This is episode 134, I believe. So, always kind of puzzled that we make it that far, period. But, yeah. As always, thank you. Huge shout out to all of the members. I have a video. I would have uploaded it before this, but I kind of didn't want to like step on this video. Uh, so I'll upload it. It's just a little short one, and then I got a couple. I don't know which ones I'm gonna choose, but I'm gonna kick a couple videos out. I haven't been doing shite. So except for I went over and helped my neighbor. I took down a huge, like half of of this walnut tree because he just either removed the whole thing or try to get it that section off. So we removed a huge section of it, and I live streamed it for the members, and it's gone. Like it does not exist. Like as I was live feeding it, I took everything, like had full different setup, was trying to run everything through my phone, had you guys in the top of the tree, and like I don't know. I don't know. It kept like because it was looking downward, it kept telling me to reorientate my phone randomly, but still the video doesn't exist. So I tried to do a members only live feed for you guys yesterday. Yeah, it was no, it was the day before yesterday. So that is insane. Yeah, lift. I know. I seen that too, and we definitely have to talk about that. So I tell you what, I'm sick of that guy. I'm gonna give you the straight goods on him this week, and I'm not holding back. There's a lot of things you guys need to know. We are fresh off the crop dusting of what was Buckenstock 2026. What else? Mm, yeah, I don't know. The members live disappearing on me is a weird one. I don't know what is up with that. So, dude. Hmm. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, PSA this week. YouTube, just give me the live feedback. Like I should at least have it. I could have just pushed record on my phone and then uploaded that afterwards, but I try to use YouTube's live setup and I can't like focus on the phone the whole time. So I set it up in the tips of the tree, which I didn't even need to go up there, but I went up there to set the phone up, which is completely different than trying to record from a GoPro. But yeah, I don't know what happened to it, and I'm kind of pissy about it. Shut up, Tim. Dude, I'm telling you. Oh, God. There is no one. I'm claiming it now that I've got the longest Porter app on the internet. So, I mean, this is one of the many, many reasons that I bring insecurity to some guys. You know, I don't whip it, pull it out often, but I mean, when you do, it's definitely the longest one. So, life of Jesus Christ. Uh, was it? Yeah. Yeah, that was that guy. I'm going to talk about all that. We got to discuss all of that through here. I try my best, kind of just stay away from the bucking stock stuff, but it's almost impossible. A lot of guys, like, there's some overlap going on there. So, and, well, I mean, I'm, I'm culture conscious. If, you know, I'm, what is, I'm I don't want to say, I'm not, I'm over that one. I feel like it was going to go a weird direction. Didn't want to do that. Now, here's something like I have to ask myself. So, some of the PSA this week is me trying to figure a few things out. Um, why YouTube just like that video doesn't exist is really weird to me. But I'm a person that kind of goes off trust, I think, more than anything. I don't really care what kind of. I don't care who you are. I go off trust. If I can trust you, I trust you. I'm a great ally. Like, I'll do if you're a friend of mine, I'll do anything I can for you. Even I like helping people, so I would say, even if you're a stranger to me, I'll still help. But like, here's the problem with people that are just like shitty humans at times. I just don't. I just try not to associate that direction. I just try to stay away from that kind of a person. I feel like if I don't trust a person, I just don't conversate with them. I just sometimes I wish some people would just stay strangers because we could still like conversate instead of trying to be a friend and like then you find out no thank you. So big news. I didn't even know Greg was working on the GB Bollard, the mini. So what we got the full size one, and look at the girth on that thing. It makes my Porter app feel inferior. So we have the new one with the teeth. It's just things are things are just beefier almost. It seems like so. This is good for removals. Really good on the removals because of the way that it anchors itself. But I've not had to use this because I've always used the original one that Greg sent me, just a straight flat back. I think he may do a lot of things different, but I have tried to destroy this thing. Nothing, there's not a bend on it anywhere. There's really, there's really not even where, maybe a little bit of a groove on the because most of your stuff goes around that bottom back pin. Well, every rig will. So if you're gonna get a groove on this thing, that's where it would be at. I got a bit of a groove working, but this thing is still insane. But Greg apparently has got it figured out to where it's now able to be attached with just a singular ratchet strap. He wanted to solve the problem of needing multiple ratchet straps because he says some guys, didn't like having to hook up double ratchet straps. I personally, myself, don't mind it. I kind of like the fact that a small ratchet strap will hold it up if you set it onto the tree, and you can hook these up under there. And then you still have, with the new one, you have 2 spots for ratchet straps. So, I don't know. I've never had an issue with. Well, we just hung that big oak tree. Hung an entire oak tree in that last video, and I did see it like start to move a little. So I just gave it another click. I don't think we really set it completely, but that's with the flat back one, and that one locks in even better. It's just I like the flat back. I put some of this stuff on it. I think I had some sitting right. Yeah. Look at that flat back stuff. And I would say probably put some other glue on. It's just tire tread. And then I put it on the back of it. And what it does, it kind of makes more of an instant contact point. And then there's a little bit of a lip here. So like it made everything on the back even. Instead of there being contact points like the pipe and the fair leads. Yeah, just a little tip. I don't know. I think you'll have to go over to Dano Tree Works to see the Mini in action. I think Dano may be the only person that's using it. But Greg's about to start kicking them out, so get one. I'm sure maybe somewhere there'll be a code or something to get a discount. I'll let you know. But what up, 850? Charles, what's going on? All right, so only other thing is I'm watching GP Fish, and you hooked up on your short. Did you get that fish? So I need to know this, and then we'll start the week. And then we'll start the week. I guess we'll start the week while I'm waiting for him to answer. So episode 134, weekly violations. Yes, landed it. Sick. I feel like I got blue balled by your YouTube short. It just got all like I even heard him. He was like, babe, and then I don't even know. That was it. It just ended. But that reminds me, YouTube is kind of a little shady. What they'll do is they'll pick a section of this live feed, and I always think it's really funny. I'm gonna start posting that on members. I'll post the live what YouTube picks because they pick a highlight from every live feed, and the highlight that they pick it always seems like to be kind of funny, or just like why would they pick that out of everything? But yeah, I'm gonna start posting that. That'll be a new thing for the memberships each week. So first channel, Game of Trees. It's Kevin Ham. He's wild. He put out a video this week called Falling and Hung Spruce Takedown. I really like the way that he will always blame a worker instantly. There is not even a hesitation. Like it's always like what I kind of don't like the guy that he's always with. His name's Mike, so he's always like saying Mike's wrong, but then Mike ends up always being right, which just checks out. But I do like how anytime he makes a mistake or a mistake happens, he's experienced enough to go straight for the groundie. Like it's always that's who it's his fault. So I like that part. That's probably my favorite part. Um, his stupid lift. I hate fireworks. My dog goes crazy. His stupid lift, which is always what he's always talking about. Dino's lift. This Dino guy he keeps buying these from needs to work on make it better or something. I don't even know. Um, but his lift don't work. The one that he's like telling, he just did demos. Like his whole channel was nothing about nothing but that lift. And then it turns out it's not, it's broke and it's not able to quickly be fixed. So it's like, this is the stuff that I second guess with content creators. And I don't think I could do something like that. I feel gross when you go out and suggest a product and it ends up being just trash. If you get a content creator, they'll swear by a product because they got it for free. I would have told you guys straight up if that like when I got that Weaver Stratus saddle, I would be. I'm always straight up and honest. I would have told you if it sucked. I had no skin in the game. It didn't matter to me. So being able to demo that, I still am super grateful to Gap Arbor Supply. I'm sure they don't want to be associated with this part of what I do. It's probably why I don't hear from them anymore. But it's okay. Yeah, I always think about that where you're like promoting a product and then it ends up just being trash. Like, do you not feel some guilt for that? But maybe not. But Dino is broken right now, so he's got to climb. He before then he does. Well, I don't even know why he brought the lift up because the tree's already like laying there. So I don't know why he brought the lift up. Now that I'm thinking about it, tree's hung up. So of course this cuck has to like shill another product before we get started. There's still been no work done. I'm watching this video, taking my time out of my life and my day to watch this video. I would like to have the time back, but broken tree, dead, hung up in another tree. I don't know what he's doing, but he's got to shill another product. And now Oregon's new chain. At first, it was the Speed Cut Nano. Speed Cut Nano. Everybody, Speed Cut Nano. You know what? Maybe I would act like a knucklehead and just and be a parrot or a puppet if I got free chains all the time. I don't think I would, man. I don't know. Yeah, I don't like that though. But apparently Oregon's got a new chain. It's the Power Cut chain, and whatever. I don't really care. Um, I mean, this is the same guy that did this exact same thing with the last chain that they was making, which was the Speed Cut Nano, and it's like fucking Billy Ray. Every axe he makes is super interesting to him and special because he made it. This guy, the tools that he uses and are able to get brand deals with, he just all full force like an employee almost as soon as he gets it. Like not we're gonna try this stuff. I'll let you guys know. He's just instantly just both feet. But I mean, if you're that company, you got to be like awesome, cool. But just like with any tree, tree work videos, the views are super down. Like no, I don't see any tree dudes out there with your views being like big time up. It's random hits that you'll get. It's everything's on a downward trajectory. Um, so I just wonder, how do you get some of these brand deals? But if it says you have 80, 100,000 subscribers, brands will probably be like, oh, okay, yeah. But if you've bought subscribers, I feel like the brand should be able to find out and make you pay for that product then. Because they were under the impression you're a guy with hundreds of thousands of subscribers and you I don't know. That's something for the judge. I'm the sheriff. I don't even need to worry about that. So I'm glad you corrected yourself, 850. Thank you. Thank you. Keep it clean in the comments, fellas. All right. Let's see. Oh, so yeah, he's doing now the new chain. I went off on a tangent, but he treats this like little 30-foot dead uprooted tree like it's a 200-foot fir tree that like snapped off 120 feet up and is laying on a house bridged over the top of a glass greenhouse, and it's like, oh brother, it's not that deep. It's not that deep, but like you see guys that they'll explain something and they realize as they're explaining it they're being truthful about it, but that's not good for YouTube, so they need to put a little spice on it. Put if you put a little spice on anything you do, that's zesty. I don't do that. So I feel like we should all like have like a hand signal for when the guy you see a guy doing that. We don't even have to say anything. We just really, I don't know. All right. But yeah, he's just too dramatic about it. He makes like very simple tasks seem super like dangerous and stressful, and it's I guess it's maybe a YouTube gift, but I don't know, man. It just seems funny to me. And I would think as you get older, you get more chill and like used to it. But man, when he speaks about stuff, it's like he speaks like it's the first time he's ever seen it, and he's just I don't know. It's got to be for YouTube. I refuse to like. Maybe he's like that. There's kooks out there. There's kooks that they don't kook for YouTube. That just what that's them. And I gotta start realizing some of these YouTubers may just be kooks. So, and if that's the case, okay, I like it. Like the embarrassing, corny guy that's just always saying the weirdest shit. I think that guy's funny. I personally like that. But yeah, he he's funny though. He'll make Kevin will make like a a dumb mistake, like a silly, goofy mistake, and get lucky. But then somehow try to talk you into believing that the luck that happened was due to skill and experience that he has. And oh, Jesus Christ, man. It's not. It's not. Let me tell you, it's not that deep. What up, Nate? It's just not. But yeah, I still like watching his stuff though. I kind of think he's funny, but yeah, I think it's funny when he'll point out or like it's very obvious that he just got lucky, but then he'll be like, "Oh yeah, but no. You see, if I wouldn't have done this, that may not have happened. You got to think of it that way." And it's like, no, you don't. No, you don't. Um, he has the most insane way of micromanaging his ground guys. It's fucking it's gold. Like I like it a lot. He has this condescending tone, that is just so aggravating. And I wish we could hear. They should give Mike a camera and tell him, like, tell us your real thoughts, Mike, and that would be awesome. That would be awesome. I start. So what do you do that? How do you do that thing? What is it when you push someone's video? What is that called? Hype it. I'd hype all his videos if it had Mike being totally honest about shut up, dickhead. Think you know everything? Cock. Like that would be good stuff. Um, yeah, yeah. I think that's funny, but maybe not. What up, Dan? Um, if you'll notice too, if he's on a job site, it makes it seem like his guys don't have much knowledge because he'll micromanage every aspect. And I don't know if he does that because he's recording, so he wants to show his knowledge off, which I somewhat understand a little bit, but you're kind of doing your guys a disservice if you don't let them make decisions at times or show their skill that they've developed. I don't know, but he's still no matter what happens to him, he's always having fun, and he has fun with the most unfun looking face I've ever seen. The only guy I've ever seen that's like will tell you. It's like telling if somebody walked up to you and was like, "I really like you," but they flipped you off at the same time. It's that. It's the you're really cool, but they do the in your face. Like I don't like that. I don't like that. You can't tell me you're having fun, but look like you're not. So, and then you can buy a Guatemala. What is that? A Guata. I don't even know. A puzzle with somebody's mom, Guatemala or something like that. A puzzle. He sells puzzles. Sells all the tools. All the tools. There's a link for all the tools in his. You gotta link everything, and you can also use buy biochar butt wipes and soap. So I don't know what that means, but I would think most men probably don't. So I don't know. You can check it out though. I don't. I think he was talking about. I think it's a picture of someone's mom. But it's a puzzle. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't look. He said something about it at the end, but yeah, that's all I got for him. He put out a video. He usually puts out one on Sunday morning, so I think he does that to try to get away from me. But I got him this week, so yeah, I tell him all the time, stop saying and he should listen. He should listen, but for some reason he doesn't. So yeah, he should listen. Yeah, kinda 50. All right, next channel is YouTube kept suggesting the the Watch Me Miss My Shot video from at Jeffrey Schroeder. Well, Jeff Schroeder. Um, the video starts, and this is the weird thing that, like, maybe there's context that's not in it, so you don't hear all this other explaining that was done to the camera. So, yeah, time. This is all the extra stuff that you put into your life to make a YouTube video and, like, try to give it all these points so that when you edit it that's the stupidest thing. But I see people doing it and their videos come out weird, kind of choppy, to where they're forced to explain things that they shouldn't have to explain. But they did an intro a little while ago where they said something about this, but then it changed. So I need to tell that. Oh wow! But the video starts and he like comes into the camera and he says, we're gonna take down this one tree. We was gonna take down like this tree, this tree, this tree, this tree, this tree, But we're not going to do that because the guy's like on a budget. This is all information that I don't know why I know this, and I don't want to know this. I don't want to know that this guy's on a budget. If you're going to take a tree down, I say, awesome, let's do it. I want to see. But the part about this guy's finances, I didn't need to know. I didn't need to know that you would take down 6 trees, but you're just going to do one to be nice. I don't fucking man. I'm trying to make sense of it. I just don't understand why that's how the video laid out, but it did. It starts out like that. He points out this tree and he says, um, the things it's got kind of going for it is that it leans in this. He sees like I think, what does he call it? There's a hallway, or is that what he called it? Or just like a strip to take it down, like missing. There's an opening. I think he may have a term that he calls it. I think he said hallway, but there's a space he's going to try to fit it through. It's pretty wide open. Looks good, and he points out that the tree is leaning in that direction, and it's like limb weighted over there. But in the middle of doing that, like I'm telling you, you see the normal guy in him trying to just record what he does, which is tree work. But in the middle of saying that, he's like, "This is exactly it." He's like, "So, the trees, it's got a good lean, but it leans in our favor, and it's limb weighted that direction. But like, there's been some, yeah." Then he says there's no wind. Then he says there's swirly wind, and I'm like, I get so confused. He says it's leaning in the right direction. Basically, it's going to be easy, but then he realizes if I say it's going to be easy, people aren't going to watch. So he's like, I'm a little sketched. So you always got to like, a tree dude is having an internal battle at all times. Does he take his time to um, sound like he's got his experience and he knows what he's talking about, or does he word it in a way that's good for YouTube content? Because if you're being just the dude that's working, you're like, I'm gonna face this thing up. We got everything kind of working in our favor here, and I'm just gonna hammer it down through there. It's gonna be pretty gravy. But the problem is that nobody wants to watch that. So you're like forced to lay things out in a way that isn't authentic, which is my opinion. But yeah, so yeah, you gotta use your YouTube verbs. He points out that he's gonna put it through there, and there's no wind, and he's like, but there was swirly wind, and see, I don't live nowhere near where he's at. He's kind of by the ocean, maybe, right? Maybe there's swirly wind there. I don't even tell you the truth. Is he talking about when dust kicks up and you get that little like invisible tornado thing that kind of goes by? Is that? Because I don't know what swirly wind is, but I don't live there. That may be a regional thing. Well, yeah. Java class. Yeah. He's also heads up over there. If you guys want to get you some merch, he is doing merch giveaways each week, or no, each month I think. He's gonna do a giveaway. So if you're sub to his channel and you leave a comment on a video, that's an entry. So when it comes to giving merch away, that's about as easy as it gets. Be subscribed and leave a comment. So Jeff seems all the way in on the YouTube thing. Like, so get it. Like, get it. I'm not a fan of the AI thumbnails. And the one I think on this video wasn't as bad. It's more of like a a dude falling a tree. It may even have been him, but it seemed like it was made by AI still. But I'm just not a fan of the AI stuff. I think that shit's weird. Um, um but yeah, you can get some Jeff merch. Go over, leave a comment. I'm also doing monthly merch giveaways. Send me $5 and I'll forward you one of my monthly equipment. Yes, dude. Hey, the funny thing is like my favorite part is like he's like that's just a little thing I'm doing now that I've been like basically like just a little something I come up with. You're Jeff has tried. I'm telling you, this is why I say Jeff is all the way in on YouTube. He's tried all the little YouTuber things, every single one of them. He will try it. Gonna do giveaways all the time. Um, if you share it, you get into another raffle, or like then I'm gonna do members, but I don't think he does members no more. It's like I just thought, yeah, this checks out, but it's sick that you give merch away. I think that's always a good move. But what else? He's gonna give away a new thing. Oh, my favorite part is the way that he's gonna pick the merch. Tree mugs. What's up, man? How are we? Hope you had a good Fourth. Hope everybody had a good 4th of July. So he's gonna do a giveaway, and you gotta leave a comment and subscribe. So also, this is how you're gonna win. Whoever can suck it the best, glaze me the best. Like you, I'm gonna. What if I told you that? Like, okay, I'm gonna. This doesn't sound right, but you're the person giving this stuff away. So I just wonder. Most times when they're doing something like that, like a contest or a giveaway, there are there are guidelines. And in this situation, particularly with Jeff, there's no guideline really other than be a subscriber, which is free, and leave a comment, which is free. Um, yeah, that checks out. My bad. My bad. I didn't even think about that. So he's gonna pick his favorite comment. Like I would not want it that way. I personally wouldn't. Like because you know how glazing the comments are about to get. Those people that really want a shirt, they're gonna be like, uh, "I learned so much from you every time you put out a video, and I'm just amazed at your insane skills." And I'm not trying to be gay, but you've been working out. Like this is what's gonna happen in the comments, and I'm in. I'm all for it. I can't wait. I'm reading every comment, so I can't wait. It's gonna be great. So don't miss out on that. Jeff was getting ready to fall the tree, and he gets bummed um, because it won't let him fly his drone. I don't know if we have that kind of problem where I'm at, but it seems to be more prevalent other places. But I don't have, never messed with the drone. Maybe we have a lot of it too. But I always hear like August would say, I can't fly the drone here, or Reg would say the same thing, or I've heard multiple tree guys talking about how they can't fly their drone at certain locations. Um, so it wouldn't let him fly it there. So I'm thinking, I'm more of a context clues guy. There's probably not much for wind if you wanted to go put the drone up in the air. It's not windy. So he shows us, he puts a face cut into the tree. He does something that I personally like to do when I'm falling trees that have, big bark or thick bark. If you've ever got a chunk of bark stuck in your dogs, it's aggravating. It's just silly. and it gets like you don't want that to happen when you're making that smooth back cut and you're setting the hinge a lot of times. So to shave sides to get that loose bark off, get in some good wood so that when you put the dogs in, you don't have that issue of things wanting to slip. Um, but he puts face cut in it, and then he stops to talk to the camera and he says that you know he wishes he could fly the drone, but it won't let him. But he got a face cut put into it, and he said when he was putting the face cut in, it got really scary. He got sketched out because it got windy, and he went a little far on his face cut. And so he was a little sketched out, but like it's always so funny. The emotions on YouTube videos are so far on this. I was really sketched out. All right, let's put a back cut in this thing, and it's like what? I don't even know. Are we sketched out right now, or are we like as smooth, cool as a cucumber? Like I don't know what's going on, but I just try to keep up. Um, he makes a back cut, and to me it looked like the tree held hard left, and it just scalped the side of all these fir trees. If you watch the video, it's not like it just it stripped the sides of these trees, quite a few of them, and there was a lot of there was some pretty good sized green limbs that got snapped off. So I'm like, oh shit, that seemed like it wasn't supposed to go that far left, but I'm like, I don't. The title of the video is "Watch Me Miss My Shot," so I'm kind of anticipating him missing this shot. So I'm like, oh shit, yeah, I want heavy to the left. So he starts to limit up, and he doesn't really talk about how it went to the left. He just was like, when he gets the camera, he's like, that probably wasn't as exciting as I thought it was going to be. But it would have been cool to get the drone footage of. And I'm like, yeah, I don't. There's got to be other context that's cut out of the video where that made sense. I don't know why that was part of it. But yeah, I get so confused just reading back my notes because it comes out confusing if you think about it. Um, he limbs the tree up, and then he gets to the end of the tree before he finally acknowledges he missed his shot. And he's like, I meant to be over on this side of the tree, but I ended up over here. And in typical YouTuber fashion, that fail now comes a celebration because it was even better that he failed. This is what how it is. It's a good thing he failed because he just broke down a couple dead limbs, is what he said. You know, just a couple dead limbs off these firs. You know, or I would have broke a I don't know what he talked like a hardwood or something. But I just thought it was funny how the video is called "Watch Me Miss My Shot." He kind of says he missed his shot, but says, but it was better that I did. So like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this video, but I don't. It just is. I don't know. You gotta watch it yourself. Um. Oh, next channel, Rion Rounds put out a video this week, and it was called "We Used a Barge to Remove This Tree," and I'm like, huh. I like I liked it instantly because I'm like, the problem is, it took me almost all week before I finally clicked on it and watched it because it's just I'm so burnt on the heavy big machinery shit that I'm like, I'll watch it if I get time. When I watched it, I was like, oh, this is good. But the video again was called "We Used a Barge to Remove This Tree." Um, it was more of like an old school Rion video, which is what I originally liked and why I subscribed to him and started watching his stuff. But yeah, it was rigging and figuring out a clever way of getting shit done. It was a good video, except for it was more focused on the cleanup aspect of the job than on the actual climbing. But that's still cool. There's a spot for that, I think. So, um, yeah, good video, really good video. It was kind of interesting watching them have to rig everything down this hill and then put it on Joe Barge. That little barge was cool with the little mech arm on it. That's neat. I wouldn't think that thing would be able to pick up some of the pieces that it was grabbing, but yeah, that's unreal. Um, yeah, that's Rion for this week. Next channel is Sizemore Tree Works. Um, he put out a video and it was titled "Who Invited the Arborist?" The interesting thing about that, I don't know. I don't know. They didn't make sense again. Maybe there's some background, some context that we're not privy to where this video makes sense. Because the video is called "Who Invited the Arborist?" The video starts, it's him going to Buckenstock. It's just some still pictures, basically. It's him panning his camera. Because let me remind you, at Buckenstock, he is the climbing instructor. He's he's there teaching climbing. Um, so I thought he's gonna make a video. He's gonna hit record because he's be teaching climbing nonstop. We're gonna get to see what some of his skill. We're gonna get to see it. I was kind of stoked on it. Um, but that's not really how it starts. He does this big kind of long intro talking head version where he's like bummed out because he's not at Buckenstock no more, and like now it's like real life. And he said, "I just leave these places with so much gratitude, and I don't even know why. When did everything get this deep? I can't be like it was cool hanging out with all those people. You know, there's a lot of friendly faces, you know, like that. But there's this like weird. We have a deep, super deep relationship. We don't know each other, but we have a super deep relationship. And I don't know. I worry about people that are into that and fall for that kind of stuff. I kind of feel bad for because I'm like they're easily duped. They fall into it too much, and using it as it's intended as a social media influencer, let it influence you, but like it shouldn't like dictate major decisions in your life. That's weird. But so Sizemore's doing this video. He's got to do the Bucket Billy Ray thing where he kind of throws a little sneak diss. But doesn't say who he's talking about. You know, a real man would say who he's talking about. But if you're scared, but you get really offended and you got your feelings hurt by a comment, you're going to talk about that person, but you won't say their name. He he says that he's got a saw. The video he explains what's coming up in the video. There's Buckenstock. There's going to be me. He doesn't really say me teaching though. And again, the video is called "Who Invited the Arborist?" So far, it's talking head. And he says he had to use his 660 that got ported there on a tailgate by one of the dudes from The Wizard of Oz. Um, I was so confused. I don't know. It sounds like a jolly old time over there. It seemed like it was legitimately the end of the rainbow, where all the money sits. So I kind of bummed I didn't go. Should have went. I feel like they needed me there, but John, not a good look. for the company. Was wondering if you could get back to my message. What? Did you say something else, John? No, you. No one. I would have seen that pretty pink. Is that just you have to have the pink one, or did you choose it? You choose it. Buckenstock wasn't. I don't know. I mean, it seemed like maybe there was, but I don't know. We just who knows? But he talks about how he had to cut a tree up with this chainsaw that he got ported by the guy on the tailgate, and he's already defending it because he says it. I don't know why he's defending it. He says, "Yeah, it probably seems a little fast because no one's." He's like he's pre-planning the haters already, which I don't understand why you would do that. But he's like, "Yeah, it seems a little fast, but I don't have all my." Or no, he calls himself a real life tree guy. He says, and this is my favorite part. I'm a real life tree guy, so I don't have my trees setting on pony stands to cut. So I don't even know why he said that, like why that needs to be part of it, because I don't even know. I really don't know. That was directed in someone's direction, which they'll never know because the person was trying to say something back was too scared to say who they were talking about. So nothing gets solved that way. You just seem like a catty woman. But in the video, he shows another dude climbing. So maybe that's what he means. Who invited this dude who really knows how to climb and is a good like? Who invited this guy? Because there is a clip of a dude all up in the tree running around dinging all the bells, flying down on his climbing thing, and he's like I but you know what? I may have just I understand. I think I may understand it now. He is basically like, who invited this guy? I'm supposed to be the climber guy. That makes more sense. That makes more sense. I like that. I kind of like it now. Damn it, I don't like that I like it. But I there should be a little bit of I don't know. That's funny context. If that guy showed up and you're supposed to be the guy teaching the climbing classes and he like goes hometown hero on you, that's funny. I like that. Oh, what up, John? What up, brother? So yeah, I was like, I don't know. So I'm really confused about his video. It didn't show him teaching anything. Um, you did get to see a clip of him teaching, but it was on Buchan's video where they tried to tip tie a tree. There was some weird cuts in the video. I think it probably got a little sketchy. But I mean, showing that stuff's cool. I don't have like, I don't know. I don't know. I just think ugh, it's got to be tough. It's got to be tough when this happens. Let's just say that. It's got to be tough when this happens. You know, because when a guy shows up and knows what he's doing, and you're in the process of telling everybody about how fucking good you are at doing all this stuff, and you're like I'm about to be the man. You know, yeah, I'll teach classes at climbing on for a channel to where it's like mainly logging, trying to fall timber. Seems like it's more of like homeowner. A lot of it like I don't know. His range is Buchan's range is all over the place. So I don't know. It's easy for him to to do all of his teaching there. But I don't know why we didn't get to see any of it. I think he had an opportunity to help some people on the internet. He was willing to help all these incredible people that paid to go to Buckenstock, had the privilege of getting this knowledge that he was going to share. I don't know, because we didn't get to see any of it. I can't say nothing about it. But I think I wish he would have shared a little bit of that, all that knowledge for the rest of us over here on YouTube. We need to learn too. So, I think that's it. I love. He should get a. I think he should get a tattoo. He is a real life tree guy. He is a real life tree guy. Kind of sucks at falling trees though. But he fucking gave him 2 chances, and I'm trying to critique because I'm the daddy. Okay, all right. No, I'm the papa. Shit, dude. I don't know why that just jumped in my head. Uh, if you're falling trees, man, you should be more comfortable. I thought you was like a tree faller. You got the whole get up. You got the whole outfit. When you're falling a stick, I'm looking for movement up there. This guy never. I'm telling you, I watched him fall 2 different stems in front of people, and he didn't look up one time until I don't even know if maybe he looked up on his face cut one time as he was making the face cut. But there was just looking at Bucking and and looking at the chainsaw. And then looking at Bucking and looking at the chainsaw. And then the other one, Bucking let him do, I think, on his own. Still, missed. And he's trying to steer the log too, which is kind of funny. I don't know. Brother, look up. Let's just say that. I'm going to give a little bit of advice. That comes off like somebody who's a complete noob when it comes to tree work and falling trees. They're more it's their instinct, and it's most humans' instinct. If you're running a chainsaw, your focus 100% is on that chainsaw. But you're not just running a chainsaw here. You're following this thing, and you need to know when movement's happening. You're not going to get any movement down here at the stump. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. If you have a bad neck, this part's going to kind of suck. So I would suggest kind of roll to the side, okay? But you got to look up. I like that 850. I like that a lot. That is nice. That is nuts. That's good shit right there. I like that. But you're going to get all that movement up in the canopy. The 850 out here, Chuck, doing good things. See? And the funny part is, you didn't make a YouTube video talking about how you did this good thing. You should go make a video about how you gifted that membership. You should. I'm sure it's going to get some views. Just tell people, tell them to do a lot of shit that's common sense. Don't be an asshole. Treat people the way you want to be treated. And you can put it on a shirt, make some monies. But you should make that video. It'll be fire. It'll go viral. I'm telling you. I know viral. I think that's all I got for Sizemore. Yeah, I thought he was gonna show us some damn climbing though. Unfortunately, no. I think I'm lost. Oh yeah, in the video he does show a guy climbing though, and first I thought it's him up there getting it. I was like, damn, he's getting it up there. He's running out on this limb, doing this. Clear. He go to the other limb. He goes over there and he goes, hit the other bell. Clear, and it comes flying down like a bullet. I said, damn, Sizemore got, he's definitely should be teaching these classes. And then it's not him. Oh, shit. Because I was like, look at it. Well, we're getting the clip. We're getting the clip where he's like, he's doing his thing. He's getting it. But it wasn't him. It was just uh, what, if you're a commenter or a random person on YouTube would say, a druggy looking guy, which is nowadays it's just a guy that's not fat and sloppy looking. He just looks fit and like healthy. But homie come flying down out of that tree and was all over it. And maybe that's what he means by the title. Because that's just the way my brain works. I need to understand. Like I try to understand like why would someone make this title? So I think a little deeper into it and now it makes sense. But until just as I'm explaining all that, it didn't make any sense. I'm like, is Sizemore an arborist? And who's an arborist? I guess if you're a guy who you're technically you can be an arborist, you can call yourself an arborist. Um, it doesn't make it different if you say I'm a certified arborist. Um, you ask some, they would say 1,000%. I don't know. It's just something I was curious about though. Yeah, I wanted some Sizemore tree work, like clips of him doing his thing, like showing off some climbing shit that we didn't get it. Maybe he's got it and he'll put it together eventually. But next channel, this one, I don't know about these guys. Arborists do paperwork. Weird tree guys. Facts. Yeah, I like that. I like that. That's a great way to explain it. I like that a lot. Um, so there's a channel called At Tree First, and I can respect the the content, but be absolutely unrelated and into the way it's put together. This guy kind of focuses more on the knowledge of tree work, it seems like, or what's trending in tree work, or more of like maybe your emotions. I don't even know what's going on over here. But the channel's called Tree First, and I'm like, okay, like I've seen a few of the videos. Some of the stuff I was a little intrigued by, but he comes off a little bit of like comes off a little dorky at times. Um, and I just, but dorky. Some people are dorks, like just. But okay, that's beside the point. He puts out a video. It's called "Tree Removal is Overrepresented in Social Media," and the, my instinct is my instinct as I read it is to tell them to shut up. Like this is, I can't believe this is you're making a video like this. TikTok has made it to the tree world. Like it's gonna get weird. Like it's gonna get sissified to no end. It's trending in that direction. The fact that I even say trending with tree work, we're you guys screwed. I'm glad I'm getting out. I'm on the last leg, but so yeah, tree removal is overrepresented on social media. So he says, I guess too many. You're not showing enough pruning. You're not showing enough dork stuff. Like okay, paperwork. Like Tree Mugs was saying, he's 100% right. An arborist does paperwork. A tree guy cuts the tree. There is some crossover at times, but there's they're not the same. So him and so there's first of all there's two guys, and they're sitting there like crisscross applesauce, wrapped. I think one's got like maybe a sleeping bag on. I didn't even. I felt like this felt weird, but they're like sitting there looking each other in the eyes, having a deep conversation about I don't know social media and how too many guys are talking about removals. There's too many guys doing removals, and what this is, it's the little like weak dork dude that is like at the park, and he's maybe gonna have a girl meet, and he's like, "Hey, will you put a shirt on?" To the guys that are like bodybuilding, those where you get real super kind of insecure. Why do you care? Okay, first of all, I think you're not as profound as you want to portray yourself if you just now come to the realization that tree removals are, okay, according to him, oversaturated, overrepresented. There's too much of it on YouTube, which if you have any understanding of like what you're talking about social media, you don't find it. You think people want to see? It's not an encyclopedia. First of all, it's not a dictionary. YouTube's not a dictionary. So will you want to sit there and watch you do paperwork? What are we talking about right now? Of course, there's more removals. That's the action, the danger of it, their skill involved. If you want to put out more pruning videos, have at it. I'm just going to tell you, it's probably not going to do too good. But this is just some crazy old climber telling you new whippersnappers that you're being zesty as shit. You guys look like you just had a sleepover. I don't like when you're both sitting crisscross applesauce. Don't like that at all. Looking too close into each other's eyes and talking about how, man, the fact you guys are having this conversation is weird. And they said, you know what? This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Now I'm pissed off. This dude is the wiener of the week. 100% winner of the week. He says it's so oversaturated. This guy thinks he's deep. He's the guy that tries to like read a poem to your chick and steal her, and she laughs at him. But he's just super deep, man. He's deep. He's probably the guy that come up with the damn title or something. I don't know. It's like we should definitely talk about like how removals are brainwashing the youth. No, we shouldn't, ding dong. Like you shouldn't even be on YouTube. Who let him on? Can we sign a petition and get this guy off? Um, I don't like this, but he says YouTube and social media has has made him even change his mind, and now he thinks every arborist is just a tree killer. What? First of all, I don't even know what to say to that. He says, "Don't you think that the everyday person, the common person, is having their brain, uh, what did he call it? Like, uh, their brain is developing and they're seeing nothing but removal, so they think all arborists are tree killers." And he goes to so. Oh my God, what are these guys doing? I don't like any of them. I don't even like these guys. I don't like these guys. Um, they're too deep. They're too deep. You're gonna end up drowning. I'm telling you. Um, but he not only does he say other people are being brainwashed into thinking that all arborists are just tree killers, he says he himself has been brainwashed. We got to figure out somewhere where we can go to get away from this stuff because it's gonna get some of you guys. I'm telling you. I'm trying to get all the normal dudes, and we all go somewhere else before this shit gets here, because eventually they're gonna outnumber us. This is what's gonna happen, and if we don't band together and build like a kick-ass fort or something, we may be in trouble. We're all gonna be like sitting crisscross applesauce, having sleepovers, having deep conversations about how I don't know a rigging ring could be used for a sex toy or something, like some stupid stuff. We're not. I'm not being part of that. I'm out. Um, this is not cool, and these two need to be. Uh, need to keep an eye on these guys. So recital. All right. So next is Lone Wolf, and Lone Wolf is homie from Australia. I think it's comes off as like arcade tree, something like that. But his channel is called Lone Wolf. He put out a video called No Rat or No Roots, No Tree, No Family, No Me. And I think he may be getting into gangster rap, or that was just an accidental sick line that he spit. But that was the title. It was just good climbing in the video, good rigging. Um, for me personally, I kind of like the fact that someone doesn't explain every little aspect of it because I get to kind of process it. It forces me to kind of process what he's doing. But yeah, uh, good video. I gotta shut this door. Yeah, June bugs are getting in here. Yeah, go check him out. I like homie. I did one little prune job this year. Lifted 38 spruce trees, 4 foot. That's enough prune for this year. 3 guys, 8 hours of work. Oh yeah, sick. pruning, pruning's got to be done too, and it can be fun. The reason that it's not fun for a lot of people is like it's definitely its own thing. Like spikeless climbing is not fun. Um, I have a short video to put out for you guys where I ended up doing a pretty fat shagbark hickory. It ended up being like 90 something foot. It was fat for a shagbark around here, but when it comes to spikeless pruning, that's not the one I want to be doing. Those are the worst. So like not only is the bark gonna just tear your body up, but as you're trying to get a footing on the piece of bark, they break off. And you're just getting chewed up. But I do end weight on this um, entire tree, and that was the day that my camera mount broke on my head, and I could hear my camera flopping around up there. Luckily, I got a hold of it, and I ended up keeping it in my pouch because it wouldn't. As I went to click it back on, the little plastic piece was gone, so I couldn't put it back on. So I would just randomly get a clip, and I ended up doing still pictures, I believe, at the end, doing before and afters. But yeah, I'll upload that for you guys to the members as soon as we finish up here today. But yeah, there's skill to that, and like a guy like this he's sharing tricks. It's just people now want you to make a full video explaining every detail because there's 20 guys out there that have shown it, but now it's like you don't have to be good at it. If you've shared your trick to the internet, it's not yours anymore. It's about that quick. You got 50 different people now the person that's going to get the credit and the views for it is the one that figures out how to articulate the things that are happening, who can explain it the best and do it in an entertaining fashion. So I don't know, the how-to aspect of tree work is just it. Personally, I feel like it's overrepresented on social media. What do you guys think? What's this June bug thing? Punch that thing out of there if it comes over here again. I'm red. All right. Appreciate you swinging in this evening, Patrick. And I also appreciate you helping with memberships, brother. Joining members. I do appreciate that. That's Patrick's a guy that's not going to get his shine either. Like that's a guy that's put 50 different. No, there's probably more than 50. There's so many little things that he's gifted to the internet. And did he call it? Did he name everything after himself because he maybe modified a little something? Like, no, I don't know. Just sometimes I think social media is stupid. But I guess you guys are here. You guys are cool though. I don't know. Yeah. All right. So we did Lone Wolf Tree First. JLM Tree Service. Here's one. I thought I was gonna have to call him out, but I think he kind of called himself out on this video. But I like the guy. He's like a country boy running a tree service, and it's my kind of shit. He's a little kooky and corny for me sometimes. Um, Maybe that's just him. Maybe he's just kind of kooky like that in everyday life, kind of a goofball. Um, it's not an act for YouTube. If that's the case, yeah, I think he's hilarious then. But sometimes I feel like people just act weird for YouTube and stuff. But he put out a video called Dead Elm. Oh, actually, I have to give him the citation. This is. Now listen here. That's not how you make a title. Here's his title. Jesus, I think. Give me strength because this guy's just not learning. This is the worst title I think I've ever seen. So, Dead Elm. Period. Okay? Whoever explains it the way I can understand. Yeah. There are things that I feel like I've shared before, and it would be like years later. Like there's a few of them that I've talked about recently that I didn't understand the way to articulate it until it hit me one day, and I was like, "Damn, that's it." But yeah, being able to explain something and do something are two completely different things, and that's where the crossover for YouTube and there's that issue is that everyone feels like if they can do something, they should be able to share it and teach it, and it's human nature to want to share and like boast about your brilliance or something you know and someone else doesn't like in teaching like impacting someone's life. That's you're you're molding, giving something to that person that may change their entire life. I get why people want to do it, but you should. Sometimes you just shouldn't. Understanding something fully is not it's not required to do a how-to video on it or everything you need to know about when or it's everything you need to know about steel chainsaws. and homie just bought his first 170 that day. This is what's coming. Like, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be fun. It's definitely not going to be entertaining. But this title, I don't know how I went off on that ADD rant, but we're back. This title right here, this don't work for me. Dead Elm, period. One mistake, period. That's two titles already. Every Tree Man S worst nightmare. So after the first sentence, which was Dead Elm, the second sentence came. One mistake. The third sentence, this guy wrote a fucking novel for his title. He's got a whole paragraph. That's a paragraph. That's not a title. That's a paragraph. Then instead, I feel like he was trying to clickbait me, rage bait me by spelling it wrong. And he has every tree man, and he should have put apostrophe S, but instead of doing apostrophe S, he says space S, space, worst nightmare. Worst title. Not worst nightmare. This is the worst title ever. But in the video, he's removing a tree, and he said he recorded the video a year ago, but somehow he lost the first part of his of the job. I don't know if it's because like the clip crashed, or if maybe I've been there. I've deleted things thinking that they were something else because I needed some space to record something. It happens. But he didn't have the first part of it, but he did. He did an intro, and then the clip of him going up and cutting a bunch of the limbs out is cut out. And then it starts with him up in the tree. Well, because he showed an intro to the video and he's got to show the shocking clip, the highlight at the beginning, it shows him making a back cut. Am I going to do this for you guys? Am I really going to? Actually, it isn't. Am I going to do this? Do you guys deserve this? That's the thing I should be asking myself. Do they deserve the modern day Van Gogh to get his dry erase board out and bless them with a beauty that is rarely seen on the Lord's day? I think, for the Lord, I'm gonna do this for you guys. But just know this is OnlyFans material right here. I draw for monies and for the ladies, for the bitches, Don't tell my wife. Please don't tell her. I swear I'll deny it and I'll delete this live feed. Alright, before we start, if you have monies, you should have already sent it. But I'm gonna do this for free, okay? No, this is what he's got going on. Alright, let me get ready. I gotta warm the old art makers up. You know what I mean? Okay. What if I drew like this too? So it's up in this tree. There. He's got this. Just hold your breath. It's coming. Like you're gonna be like, dang. You're probably gonna just start sending monies, feeling guilty for the freebie. Okay. I was gonna say, are you guys ready for this? There's no way you are, but I'm gonna show you anyway. Um, so he's doing his little thing. He's doing his climb. All right. You see this? This is what he's got going on. He's got dead Dutch elk. Just isolate it. Gemma? Gemma? Gemma Hobby? Hello, how are you? So he's tied in. He's doing a tree. He's doing something that looks like this, and he basically had it all the way to the last part, and got it pretty finished up. But at the time, he was at the top of the tree up here, and if you look down while he was up there, he was up here. Tried in, I think, to this thing. If you look up there, he's doing some talking to the camera. He says, "We'll see you on the ground, YouTube." Well, he does have a couple clips where he like cuts this branch off and it crashes down, or maybe one of the tops. So there's a couple clips, and then there's him up here. And if you look down, it's very obvious. You can see a log that he cut off. And it's propped over onto the corner here. So this thing right here. I could see it from the top of the tree, but I guess maybe he didn't see it. And as he's coming down, he's talking to the camera and stuff. And I wish he just would have been paying attention. As you're coming down out of a tree, if you plan on falling that tree, it's a good idea to give the tree. I know you've climbed it, you've made all the cuts, but is everything clear? Do I have anything hanging? That should, because you end up with little suckers, branches that may be stuck in there that you don't really see. But I don't know how he didn't see this limb here. It ends up being a pretty good sized chunk of wood. That wouldn't be a big deal, but as he gets down, he's dead. Got to make a face cut. And he has to be back here, making his back cut. So while he's here, making his back cut with his chainsaw, with super sharp blade. See this? He's doing his cut. Okay. Do you see a problem? Something's gonna. I think something's gonna happen if you don't clear this. This is what's gonna happen. This is gonna come down. It's gonna get you in your noggin. It's gonna bump your head. That's not good. Um, when this bumps you in the head, it's gonna hurt. And if it bumps you in the back, it's gonna hurt your back. Um, again, at what point do we not look up and see this massive log chunk? Like it wasn't a lot. I mean, it was good size. Like it's enough it could have broke your neck from the fall. Um, and see that that is wedged up in there. But regardless, if that's not wedged up in there, you should, and I think this is probably what saved him, is there was like briars like all around this area. So it was like hard for him to get in and out, ivy all over the place. He did seem like he had himself set up with a little bit of a getaway spot. So as he made that cut, he was able to jump back behind the cedar and it barely missed him. Like he's able to get his hand to get it away. But it was rough in there. I'll give it to him. The terrain was a bit rough and that was a little tricky, but at the end of the video he says, if you look really hard, you can see the mistake I made. Now, he can be the judge if I was right or wrong. I think, well, I'm telling you 100% I am right. Actually, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing because I know I'm right. That's what happened. He just about destroyed himself because he wasn't paying attention on his way down. If you're all the way up in the top, you're getting ready to fall something, and you have the privilege of being able to expect it from top to bottom. For God's sake, why would you not take that opportunity and use it? Think about that. Every tree you ever fall from now on, you get it to where you got it to a pole. You aren't making sure it's clear all the way down because you should. That's just it. But he did put out another video. I can't believe we were able to do this or something. Tree removal. He's got 2 cameras now. 2 cameras is kind of cool, but I don't want to see every, like, both angles from every cut. That just makes for a stupid long video. But maybe he'll get it worked out. And I don't understand how he was so amazed that and couldn't believe that they were able to do what they did, because you removed 2 trees, took down 2 trees. I thought, like, if you asked me, do you think we could do this? I wouldn't even be amazed by it, and I'm not even on your crew. Like, I've seen you do enough work, I'd be like, no, you can get that. But maybe he was just trying to stoke up his ground guys and like the rest of his crew and be like, we are awesome. And that's cool. That's cool if that's what he's doing. But yeah. Use that inspection time to your advantage on the way down. But he didn't. And a hung up log about got him. So glad it didn't. But be safe, be careful. I don't see anybody get hurt, no matter how funny it ends up being. Because usually when you get hurt doing this, it's not funny. It's not funny at all. It's not like when you are like skateboarding, you sack a rail or something, or you popsicle the skateboard. You know, it's not funny, but British side, 2-stump chump. Yeah. All right. Next channel is Guilty of Treason. And Jacob put out a video. I did not want to do this $17,000 tree, but I did it anyways. Working with STC again. All right. I'm going to give him a free pass for this one time, because there's actually, we're going to say one of those titles was for Seattle Tree Care, and the other one we'll say was his. And I'm gonna give him a freebie because I kind of, you know, trying to be nice. I'm trying to be a nicer guy. But that's a lot of info we just got in that title. What? I did not want to do this $17,000 tree. Huh. But I did it anyway. Huh. Working with STC, which is Seattle Tree Care. So the video starts, and it's a gnarly ass tree in the middle of downtown Seattle. It looked like at a frat house. and the logistics to something like that, I couldn't imagine. I wouldn't dare put myself through that kind of a headache. Could you imagine the permits that have to be pulled, and like the the infrastructure and parking that has to be either planned or manipulated at that time with tow trucks and this and that, and the people that are going to be mad because they didn't know and they got their stuff, like, I couldn't imagine. And then not only that, you're going to have inspectors in your business nonstop. It just seemed like, for Jacob, I'm stoked. Like, I'm not, I wish he gets all the money. Like, I want him to get all the money. He's already a billionaire from YouTube. Um, but in this one, it was a good idea. He passed this tree on to Seattle Tree Care and told the guy to hire them, which I think was a smart move. But Jacob wanted to be part of it, so he's helping him for the day. Um, it's just nice to, if I'm being honest, contract climbing may not be as lucrative for Jacob, but it's nice to see Jacob less stressed, not spazzing, not having to deal with all the headache of every little aspect of all of it. He seems more laid back, which is which is nice to see because you can just see the different attitude as he goes when he's stressed, and I feel bummed for him at times. But he seems like he's been stoked here lately doing the contract climbing and stuff. But I know at the same time he's hurting. Like he's missing Randy. I'm sure he is. I don't know why he wouldn't be. Um, so Jacob gets to the tree, and they do something a little interesting. They set up on this tree. Jacob is it's a codon, Lombardy poplar, which is all the good things about like a tulip poplar. Subtract them and just make it like a Cleveland pear. Um, so never a fun tree. They suck. They're usually used for like windrows to make windbreaks and shit. And they don't have usually a long lifespan, I don't think. The ones from what I've seen, they usually die out after so many years and they look pretty rough, but they work good for like a wind block on like a field. You'll see them there at times. But that's what the tree was. But it was absolutely infested, coated from top to bottom with 10 foot of English ivy on each, like made the tree look like it's a bush. And those are never fun. I remember doing a tree that legitimately had ivy all the way to the ground where it looked like a bush. And it had this entire yard covered. And underneath was a completely rotten, nasty, massive maple tree. And I broke a plastic fence. I'll never forget it. So, yeah, they have this set up. Jacob's going to climb the far side stem while they set a toe behind, um, like Bill Jack's Howlett, 90 footer extendable lift basket. And then they put a bucket truck behind that that's got a, it's like a 70-foot bucket with a 15-foot elevator or something like that. So they had the full setup on this thing. It probably looked crazy. So Jacob stripping Ivy on the way up and just kind of chilling, thinking about how sick it is that he don't have to deal with all the logistics. He points all that out. Um, Moy is the climber that's in the basket, and Mike is the climber in the bucket. Which I don't. He's probably just being nice, but I'm sure he knows that Mike's don't like being in buckets, so he's probably doing it for Jacob, make Jacob feel better. But both those guys are pretty good. They seem like I, a skill that I don't see most climbers have is the use of a salami cut. And where you have limited drop zone to keep it right next to the tree. Being able to do that and have the piece come off stationary and just drop vertically. And both those guys seem to have that skill pretty good. You can just tell they're good with a saw. It was kind of fun watching that whole thing go down. Um, Moy seems hilarious. Jacob is really good. Like he made his own drop zone. It it ended up being the roof of the house, but I mean that's beside the point. He had already decided I would like that to be my drop zone, even though there's an entire yard where it's being completely ripped out, and all these like bushes and briars that he could fall into. I myself enjoyed watching him drop them onto the house. I thought that was kind of cool. Um, that Moy guy is funny. He seems he's got his foreign accent makes him like double funny, which is crazy. Um, and again, when Jacob gets nervous, homie goes whiskey throttle. If you go back in his videos, anytime you've ever seen him where he gets up really high in a tree and he gets nervous, he goes whiskey throttle, just pegged. It makes me nervous. Like I'm like, dude, will you just like exhale or something? Relax. In this one, he gets all nervous and goes whiskey throttle again on his last cut. And luckily, Moy is like, I got it, Jacob. I'll take the rest of those tops. And Jacob's like, thank God. So he goes down. And Moy saves the day. Um, but it was awesome. Like to see how quick that whole crew, Peter and the nuts. That's hilarious. Yeah, they dominated this. Like what would you if like my name's Peter? These are my balls or so, like, and you just name the guys like that. That if that was how they did, like this Peter and the nuts, Jacob would be like the gooch for the day or like the tank. That checks out. So I wish Peter would introduce his crew like that. That would be funny. Yeah, I just have Jacob is the gooch. So, yeah. But they got that job done. They did the damn thing. Seemed like a headache, but and then he gave you a walkthrough at Seattle Tree Care, which was also kind of fun. So then we had next was Bert's Custom Cuts. Longer videos called longer logs mixed hardwoods, and he shows his firewood processor. That was slick. I like that setup. It's like super compact. It's agile, and it's like seems pretty portable. So yeah, have to see it. Like it looks like it's almost a chipper setup. The way it gets fed in the logs and the whole winch setup. Not to mention his little modifications he's made with pull ropes to access everything from. It's cool. It's cool. You got to see it. It was the last video he just put out. It's called Longer Logs Mixed Hardwoods, and his little processor setup there that he's got. It's sick. I like it a lot. Thought it was cool. Um, Very ingenious little modifications he's made, which is pretty awesome. Next channel is Veterans Tree Service, and I have an issue. This guy, the video is called "Swinging Some Big Limbs on This Backyard Trim Job." Okay, now this ticket isn't even. This is not. This is not for the video. This is for the ridiculous, absurd post that this dude put out. After okay, so I did a live feed where I showed you the differences and the advantages and disadvantages from having a porter wrap or a bollard. And in that video, he took some screenshots of me. Am I surprised that he took screenshots of me from the backside? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Am I surprised that when he thought of this little clever idea of making this absolute BS up, that he had in his saved gallery a picture of me from behind. No, I'm not surprised. That does not surprise me at all. It's I don't even want to know. But this dude puts out a post, and please let me know that I have sent a cease and desist letter for the defamation, which is absolutely what this guy did. It was very defamatory the way that he made this post, and he said that his Porter wrap was missing, and he blamed me. He he blamed me. I had people showing up at my house saying I need to get Tim's Porter wrap, and I got scared, so I was like I didn't answer the door. But I could hear the guy. He was saying it on the outside of the door, and I'm like, no, I'm not giving it back. Um, I mean, people people have. I mean, apparently some of these people know me from Facebook, where I sell products. Which this is all a lie. This guy is a fat liar. I didn't steal nothing. This guy is a disgusting liar, and that's exactly what he did was lie. Okay, so he lied, said I stole this. He's got. I'm telling you, he's got subscribers that were saying they know me and that I sell stuff on Facebook. I don't even have Facebook. I'm a man. Do I seem like the elderly? I also don't have TikTok. I'm a man. Um, but he thinks I'm on Facebook, and so he said I was gonna go get Tim's Porter wrap back, and people had to tell this guy, hey, I don't know if this is real, and he's like, well, if it's not real, this ain't a funny joke because I could have got shot. No, you couldn't. You weren't gonna. If you were stupid enough to bring yourself all the way to my house, I would not shoot you. I would beat the piss out of you, wake you up, and beat the piss out of you again. The second time that I beat the piss out of you would be to explain to you how stupid you are for going to someone's house for someone you don't know and being stupid. So all of all that stuff I just said, remember all that because Tim's video starts, and will you look at that? There, God's good. God is good. He's very good. What do you think happens to old Tim at the beginning of his day here? He's wanting to start his day. He probably got on TikTok, did a little dance to keep his profile moving. Um, did the same thing on Tinder, or what's the Grinder. Devoured a banana, and then probably checked his post and laughed about it methodically, like maliciously. He's not. I don't. This is not a good guy. He's a liar. So he's like, haha, I got him. Now people think he's a thief. No one believes that, and I hope not. But then he goes to work. Would you believe it? The quarter wrap's not there. Now, is it a coincidence that Tim spent the time to tease me and make up a ball faced lie that I came to his house and stole his Porter wrap? Then the day he needs his Porter wrap, it's no longer there. That, sir, is what I like to call. It's a little thing that I've named karma. I'm absolutely excited that you were able to experience it, and you one of the. I mean, I've heard people say you deserve that. That's what happens. No, it's a ball faced liar. What? Yeah, it's like a dickhead liar. There's dickhead liar. There's ball face liar. There's goofy gooch liar. You don't even know, dude. You don't keep, you're just not. You don't got a Porter rap. I'll tell you that. And I think that's hilarious. No, it's ball face. It's ball face. I'm sure. So he don't have his Porter rap, which is hilarious. So he's got to use his little mini Porter rap, which I wish he didn't have that. So he didn't have a Porter rap at all because what the funny little joke he thought he was going to play, but he didn't. Now I thought I thought the worst thing that he was going to do for the week was when he made up his little lie and he was like that was going to be it, and then he just helps me build my defamation case even more when he's doing this little scraggly, lanky, like goofy looking limb, and he calls it a stillborn limb. I don't like this guy. He's a liar. He's a liar. He's rude too. And he's just, the stuff he says doesn't make sense. A stillborn size piece. Like what? Are you about to rig out the whole tree? Is that what you're doing? Is that why you said that? No, it's ball face. It's just like dickhead. Ball face. I don't know. I can't think anymore. All right. Okay. You guys get me off track. I'm trying to discipline Tim. Oh yeah. Don't say my name. Don't say my name unless you're 100% praising like my skill or my outright coolness. I would just rather you not don't do that. So didn't like that, and then I hated how the video ended. Of course, it's got to end zesty as fuck, where he's talking about sucking his bridge. I like to suck it up. I like to suck it up real good. Yeah, and Will Snatch is like, what? And he's like, yeah, with my mouth. And I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. It doesn't make sense. And then I think the video ended. If you don't believe me, you gotta go watch it. But I'll keep everybody posted on the defamation case because you can't do that. You can't go on the internet and say stuff that's not 1000% factual about a person. You know, that's defamation. And I assert, I personally, me myself, I'm not standing for it. I'm not. It's not happening. Just I won't. It won't happen. So, um, stuck in the bridge thing's gay. I don't like that. So that's what he did though. That's all I got. So, you guys got anything stupid to say? Got something? Is he still here? Oh God, still here. I don't like that. I really still. I wish I knew what the hell happened to that live feed video. I just purposely set up this overly like I had a guy on the ground that I could have let run the ropes, but it was my neighbor, and I would just rather move the stuff as I was doing it. So I set up a ridiculously, probably overly complicated rigging setup that allowed me to keep all the forces away from me, but have all the control over where I was at. And so there was ropes going every which direction. It was probably crazy confusing looking. I'm kind of pissed at. Oh my god! No, Tim, did you invite that guy? Tim probably invited him. would do something like that. That is so I mean, how is actually what does it feel like to be the barber chair guy? This is something I've never even thought about, man. Like what's it feel like? Do you sometimes do you ever just sit around and count your subscribers? Can I have some? Actually, everything you said about me. I just joined. Yeah, no, no. Actually, timestamp would be like, shit. I just did it. I'd say like 120. At 120, I'll save you some time. Um, no, I know you would think I'd be at least nice enough to put the timestamps, but never depend on me. Never. How's things been going? You seem you seem a little more joyful doing the contract climbing. Seems like it's nice to let go of some of that control and stress. Like I hate letting go of control, but the stress I kind of like to do that. Like get rid of that shit. But yeah, it was wild the way that Seattle did that job. That's not the way that I would have done it at all. But I don't know the ability of having that much equipment at hand, and I would have tried to fit everything up on the hill. Like I wouldn't even thought about closing the spot down. I don't know. I wish I had some of that stuff. No, I don't. No, I don't. No. Yeah. Yeah, I don't need that stuff. It would be useless because I wouldn't do the maintenance, and I don't know if I'd make the payment either. That's the other problem. What? I what? You gonna sell your crane? Dang, I get it. I get it, dude. I think I don't know. I feel like you should be able to ride the wave of your social media shit, and but that driving and that's for the birds when you want to be home and have a family life. Like having to do that nonstop. I because I'm sure a lot of guys are like, if I was you, I would just go travel everywhere and do all these jobs, and it's like, yeah, until you are tired of it, then it's not fun no more. So it seems you seem happier, and it's got to be nice to let go of some of that and kind of chill out and not have to stress about every little aspect of it. Like the logistics is the worst part. I hate all of that. Like I hate all of it. I tell people all the time. I'll tell them straight to like they're like, what don't you like? I'm like the people, like talking to people. I don't want to like this, which comes off kind of rude when I think about it and I say it to myself. But usually when I'm working and I'm like all tired, I don't really care about being rude. So, what's up with it's hard on the family. Yeah, dude. I can only imagine. That stuff I would love to do the same thing. Like my wife is she's down like get a camper, let's go. But yeah, we could do it in spurts. But I don't know, man. The older I get and the weirder the world gets, the more I just want to be home. If I'm being honest. Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, primitive's not the funnest. That's yeah, that's for damn sure. Well, you gotta go check. I got a great video. I got a great video for you. You need to go watch this. And tell me Tell me if these two guys may be a couple, but that Tree First video, or Tree First is the YouTube channel. It's called Tree First, and they put out a very emotional video that was super deep and really smart. It was called Tree Removal is Overrepresented in Social Media. And they had a really deep conversation about how there's so many removals on YouTube that they're both certified master arborists, and they have been brainwashed with along with everyone else. We've all been brainwashed. Even these guys who are super smart, super deep, super um, they've been brainwashed, and they think that all arborists are just tree killers because there's too many removals on YouTube. And I feel like that's basically 90% of that would be your fault. Because if we go by views, it basically ends up being your fault. I think I agree with these guys. I think you should do more prunes, and you're ruining being an arborist for everyone, because because of all the removals that you're doing, people have been brainwashed to believe that all arborists are just tree killers. It's not good, man. It's not good. I don't even know why you would do that. But it's just no conversations like this are happening all over the world, and this is the next generation of tree guys that are going to lead the industry. And man, I'm about to I'm getting away. I don't want to be part of this. They were sitting crisscross applesauce, looking into each other's eyes, wrapped up in blankets. I just don't relate to this shit anymore. I don't even know what to say. Um, and what's up? Hey, what's up? Now we got him. Is he still here? Is Jacob still here? What's up with Randy? Like, is Randy gonna like get away from working with you, or is he just gonna help on like every now and then, or what's up? I promise I want to ask nothing else. I just want to know. That's my star player. Like he's the dude. He's YouTube #1. I still use Randy, but just haven't had a big job. Okay, awesome. Okay, well I hear him crying about how I didn't mean that, Randy. Yeah, I did. You just don't. You're crying about being old. No, you're not old. So I thought, now that he's like buying all this, now that he's a real estate guy, you know, um, he's like gonna have to he's gonna have his face on signs and stuff, and that just it changes people. I mean, he seems different since the second house. If I'm being honest, I mean, one house he was cool, but man, after he got that second one, you guys just I don't know. Tomorrow on filming. All right, I like that. I like that a lot. All right, guys. Well, I would stay longer, but Jacob showed up, and it just makes me. Now I just want to quit. I'm over it. I got aggravated and mad. Didn't realize it was going to happen, but thanks, guys. I appreciate you. Hope everybody had a good 4th, and I appreciate all the support. Stay safe. Have a safe work week, and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.